Hello everyone, thank you for joining today's question and answer videos. My name is David and I just want to go through real quick what this is. It's a question and answer video where I'm answering everyone's questions, your guys' questions that you asked me from the last question and answer video. We do this every single Monday, so any questions you have, ask me down in the very most recent last question and answer video and in the comment section, and I'll answer them in the next question and answer video next Monday. I want to thank you, Willa, very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel go, helps inspire me to keep going. It's just a very kind gesture. Thank you, Willa. What else? Oh, I recently made a video. Just go right down a couple videos back last week. I made a video about Shane's Law. It's a petition that's been started because of his loss. He committed suicide because of narcissistic abuse. Him and his wife were being maliciously attacked and smeared so bad. The narcissist plan was to convince everyone else that he and his wife are smearing the narcissist. So it went on and on for so long that he lost his job, he lost so much in his life that he actually took his life. So there's been a petition started, and I'm just encouraging people to please go and sign this petition for some support. Try and get a law in effect that will hold narcissists accountable for the destruction they cause. Thank you. The link will be down below. So, all I ask, if you guys ask questions, please tell us all your location. Myself and many others are interested, and it also makes us feel like we're united a little bit. There's other people suffering just like you, and it reaches everywhere in the world. Okay, so please tell us where you're from. Appreciate it. Let's get started with the first question. Is from Matrix. I've dated one narcissist after the other and wonder if I'm just not meant to find healthy love. What are your thoughts on this? Very, very common feeling, reaction. What's your history, right? You just said always, always, always. Whatever you always do, you think that's what's going to happen. If you have bad relationships, then most likely you're going to have bad relationships in the future. That's what our brains tell us. And if you're depressed from the last relationship, your mind's going to tell us all kinds of the worst things. No matter what, not only is that relationship not going to make it, or not only are you going to have a good relationship with anyone, but you don't deserve one. There's lots of shame and stuff involved like this. So it's up to you, okay? And you have to do work. If you're having bad, unhealthy relationships, you must find out why. Okay? Must find out why. And the only way you're going to find out anything and learn anything about yourself is examining yourself. So it's nice to learn about the narcissist. It's nice to learn about our partners that manipulated us and find out why they did it and stuff. Try to find out why you were in a relationship with them. Okay? Try to find out, try and find out why you've been dating one after another. There's a reason. The common denominator isn't a bunch of narcissists. The common denominator is you, right? In your life. And that's what you need to concern yourself with. So the object here really is one you need to heal, okay? If we have a really bad abusive relationship that really hurt us and traumatized us, and we jump into another relationship, we haven't healed from that last one. So there's a lot of, really bad feelings you're going into this relationship with. You're also not learning what happened in the last one. We got to learn from all of our experiences, and that's a big one to learn from. There's a lot to learn from, okay? So seek help, seek professional to point things out to you. Self-examination is very difficult. Self-healing is very hard, okay? And there's no reason to prolong it and take so long and miss out on learning things about yourself and stuff. Have someone else help point stuff out to you, okay? Have somebody there helping you, holding your hand. You need to have confidence. You got to have good, positive experiences, okay? And so you've had negative experiences. So our confidence goes down low. We even think that it's our fault. We deserve it. We're the problem, you know? And, you know, go find out what the problem is, okay? Good luck. Alexandra. Hi, David. Thanks for the videos. They are helpful. Do these creatures ever stop and think about the abnormality of these cycles and how sick it is to claim to befriend people for years in some cases and pretend to like them? Unbeknownst to them, they are being used as secondary supply, then to ultimately smear and hate them when they've done nothing but help and overextend themselves for them. I can't fathom having no self-awareness. To not see how this is such abnormal behavior, it constantly end up with enemies and losing people who would otherwise be beneficial in their lives. I guess it's just always everyone else's fault, even after all people do for them. It's crazy. Well, doesn't that sound like a child you're speaking about, doesn't it? A child that expects their parents to do things always because they can't do things for themselves. So they always do things for me. I expect it. And whenever you don't, you're bad. You know, I mean, it's just all so childish. So that just tells you this person experienced lots and lots of trauma in their childhood, because that's when we develop our emotional capacity in childhood. So they didn't finish. They can't. They don't. Right? They don't behave like adults. They behave like children, emotional children. So their emotional development halted. It stopped at some point, really young. So you're dealing with a 7-year-old, essentially, you know? So that's how 7-year-olds act. Very, very low self-awareness, right? They're still learning about their environment when you're a child, before you even learn about, you know, what I am and who I am. So, yeah, you're dealing with a child that is crazy, but, and it's considered not crazy, just disordered. Yeah, thank you. Hi there, Z from Cape Town, South Africa. Hello, Z. My question is, why does my BPD, narcissistic ex, persist with a push-pull dynamic? She writes first that she respects me, then when making plans to meet changes and says, no, I can't do this anymore. She says stuff like she does not feel safe or trust me now. The only thing is she abused me. Okay, and then your question got cut off somehow. So this is so extensive. There's so much information about this that I came up with, and to try and explain this all right now, it's too much. So I made a whole video about it, and I put it out just a couple days ago on Saturday. So please, Z and others, because I also got other questions about this too in these videos. So please, people, go back and watch that one if you can. I dive into the push-pull game, you know, and what's going on and why they do it. Okay? Thank you. Sandy. I wish we knew where you're from, Sandy. It took me a long time to realize that my mother was a narcissist. This time of year is the hardest to deal with because she targeted me at the holidays. It's been 3 years since she had passed. I find myself isolating to the point where my job is being affected. I don't think I allowed myself to grieve until now. Is it normal for grief to hit this far after her passing? Well, Sandy, yeah, I mean, there are stages of grieving, and it should follow the loss, you know, but a lot of times people skip stages. You know, a lot of times people try to ignore the whole thing and go on in life like nothing happened. And I stress this all the time. And this is why I talk about childhood a lot, guys. Because when we have parts of our life that are like open chapters, where it's like, this needs attention, this needs to be fixed, it stays like that forever. Forever. I've helped 70 people in their 70s that remember and are affected by things that happened 60 years ago. 60 plus. It stays open, and we need to deal with these things and close them healthy ways. And just number one, always, that's why I say dive into your emotions or your feelings. You know, explore them. Don't be scared of them. Start learning how to control them. You know, that's what we're doing. We're just scared. We don't want to, if we're not paying attention to certain parts of grieving, then we are scared of it, right? Because it's loss. We're scared of that loss. We're scared of our emotions. And whenever we ignore them, and whenever you do that, it just gets worse. This kind of stuff creates phobias. So, Sandy, if you never were to deal with this, the next time you have to, it could be worse, way worse, okay? So, yeah, it's normal to ignore bad emotions, very traumatic things in our life, ignore them to a point, and that stuff eventually comes back again. It never really went anywhere. We're just suppressing it and numbing it, okay? So it's, don't be scared. Get through this. You'll learn from this. Have a positive experience from this somehow. It's much better. Much more confidence. Thanks, Andy. Whitney. I'm 4 years divorced from a narcissist. Now I'm dealing with him using my kids against me. In the honor of honesty, I came out of the relationship with an opiate addiction. Cops get involved, gave the kids to him while I recovered, and did just that. However, he has manipulated the court system to continue to let him have the majority of the time. Let him have the children. I was able to get a custodial evaluation ordered, but how do I deal with all of this? Anything would be great. I'm so sorry, Whitney. That's awful. Always the worst. Always the worst. I mean, this is such an awful experience for everyone, and when you add the children, it's just so much worse. And the children are suffering no matter what. And it just becomes worse for mom and dad when the children are suffering. So how do you deal with all this? Well, the best you can. The best you can. And that's facing it. Like I said, try not to ignore all this stuff. We need to make ourselves feel better, right? So don't do it physically and externally as much as you need to. Calm yourself down. Take care of yourself. Get support. Get people to help you. People can be everything. When you're down like this, you need them, okay? A lot of us survivors, been victims of this. We're used to neglect. We're used to people neglecting us, not caring, not having support of people with us. So that's what we need, really, really bad. When I say support, it could be all kinds of support, guys, people. It's not just friends or family or loved ones, partners. It's professional help, professional support. It can be the best. You pay somebody and say, now this time is all about me. It's really hard. And you can't do that with friends. You can't put a bunch of this stuff on friends because they can't help you, especially if they really don't know how, but it's too stressful anyways. So keep friends, and deal with this stuff. If it's too hard to manage, even just get help. Seriously, Whitney, really, the children need help. You need help, okay? So do what you can. Good luck. And friends and family and loved ones, seriously, you don't want to be by yourself too much during this, okay? And I hope you have a good lawyer. If you don't trust your lawyer, get another lawyer. Document everything during divorce and stuff, guys, especially with children involved. The narcissists sink to all kinds of low levels. No contact with the narcissist by meeting them and talking to them. You don't even need to talk to them on the phone. You should be able to do all of this through a lawyer, okay, and have agreements set up with the lawyers, okay? Good luck. Denny. Hi, David. My name is Denny. I'm from New Jersey. Hello, Denny. I went 7 months no contact with my ex-narc. Out of the blue, she sends me a friend request. After having me blocked for months, I ignored them, blocked her. Some night she gets on Facebook Messenger and writes me a few paragraphs on how so many things went wrong, regrets things. Just last week, her and I bump into each other at a Christmas parade for our kids. Spoke very briefly, then went my separate way. A few hours later, she goes and says how great it was to see me that night. I shot a few messages back and forth with her, which I knew I shouldn't have after all this time. You still think I'm in the clear with her? Well, you know, are you in the clear? I don't know what that means. What are you worried about? What are you scared of? You're still communicating with her, so you're not too scared. What are you scared of? In the clear, meaning will she leave you alone? No, not as long as you keep messaging her. And when you bumped into her, you know, the nicer you were and the more you talk to her, the more she'll probably keep messaging you. And then the more you respond, the more she'll keep messaging you. You know? Or you'll stop, and then you'll wonder why she stopped. And then maybe you'll message her back. I mean, we got to just keep no contact with people that abused us. You know? Manipulative, exploitative abusers. Got to stop contacting them. So I'm not really sure what you're afraid of or exactly what you're asking me. But I guess you're asking me, will she leave you alone? Like all you did was just bump into her and then that's why she's contacting you, right? That instigated more contact, for sure. So just stop. Just stop. No matter what she does, just stop, okay? Don't reply to her. If you see her in public, try to avoid her. Don't sit there and talk to her. You don't owe her anything, okay? Just stop. Thanks, Danny. Hi, David. Hello. And this is from Smiley Dead J from Miami, Florida. I've been on this roller coaster with a borderline for about 1.5 years. She's not diagnosed, but she has all the traits. She has left me a million times, week after week. I feel lost in my feeling I left her last time, and honestly, I feel guilty about it since I got a bit aggressive and I lost myself. I have this immense feeling of guilt, and I want to apologize and miss her. I don't know how long I'm going to feel like this. In my mind, I want her, but I'm not looking for her because I want to move on. But I don't know how. What I would do if she comes back. I'm just feeling stuck, not accepting. She doesn't want to work things out. Please help. Well, sounds like she's abusing you, right? She's borderline. And you're saying it sounds like you're saying she doesn't want to work things out. So why do you keep trying? Okay? If she's abusive, she's disordered, she's sick, she's unhealthy, and she doesn't even want to work things out with you. Okay? So you got to stop. You got to stop. And I know it's hard. I know. I mean, it was hard for me. I don't know. I'm guessing it's just as hard as it was for you, or it is for you. That's where it starts. It's got to stop. Got to. You've got to start realizing that she's bad for you. Like putting a hand on the burner. When you put a hand on the burner, it burns. It's hot. You know, it's danger. You got to, touching her, contacting her, doing things with her, hurts. Danger. Okay? And I know in our brains right now, we think we need her, and we think we want her, we think we love her. Okay? You got to break it off with her, and I promise that will stop. And I know me even just saying that right now might kind of scare you. Like, oh God, stop. I don't know if I want it to stop. I miss her, I love her, I need her, I want her. No, you don't. Get help, okay? Get support. Get a non-judgmental professional to help you get through this time. You got to stop this like a drug. Okay? I know it's hard. Get help. Get other people to help you. Okay? Good luck. It's so sad. And you have all these immense feelings of guilt and shame. Yeah. See, we got to get out of this thing of, I got to fix things with the person that's unfixable. We have to realize that we don't have control over that and over a people. You know, especially if she doesn't want to, what can you do? And what could you do anyways, even if she wanted to? You got to realize that she's abusive. Wanting to, even if you guys asked me, did they love you? It doesn't matter. They don't have the capability to have a relationship, right? They can't. It's not a choice. They're not like, oh, I just don't want it. Well, they're trying. They're in a relationship with you. I don't know. But good luck, really. get help. Keep learning. Get support. Start feeling better. Talking about these things. You got to deal with all these feelings and stuff. Okay? They need to be dealt with. Not with her anymore. Not with her. You need to be dealing with these. Okay? And get help and stuff. Talk. Release this stuff. Release the feelings, the emotions. And make yourself feel better. Okay? Good luck. Ruth from London. Hello, Ruth. Hi, David. I was going to my mom's for Christmas, but changed my mind because of anxiety and depression. I was suspicious of her because she lied about something. She's offered to come to stay with me and my family, but how can she stomach staying under the same roof as my husband? I'm trying low contact. I've told her most things he's done and said to me. I don't know who to trust anymore. That's sad. I'm so sorry, Ruth. That's awful. If you don't know who to trust anymore, look, if you don't trust people, you got to create some space. Okay, Ruth, you got to start taking control, and you'll feel more in control. No matter how bad it feels, you need to feel a little bit more in control, Ruth, because you're not in control. You're out of control, and you got to feel that, right? So take control of yourself, not other people. You don't need to do anything to anybody or anything, just yourself, okay? So you don't have to do this. You don't have to do anything for anybody else. You have to do something for you. You are responsible for you, Ruth, no one else. You are responsible for how anybody else feels, what anybody else thinks, what anybody else wants. You're not responsible for what anybody else does, okay? It's just you. You. People are doing this to you and putting this onto you. The best way to handle this is to communicate and say it. If you can't, you got to find another way. Okay, Ruth? You can't crumble. You can't just agree. You can't just fold. Okay? You can't do that to yourself anymore. So, this is so bad. I'm so sorry. So your husband, you're trying low contact. You got to get away from your husband. Get out of the house. If you've got a plan and you're just seeing the plan through and gray rocking, things like that, you've got to step up to your mom and tell her no. You have to tell her no. Okay, Ruth? If she's determined to come visit you on the holidays, you tell her then we're going to have some serious talks. We're going to seriously talk about some accountability and some responsibility in your childhood and about her being a mother. We're going to hash it out. I'm just thinking of a way to get her to say, oh, something else came up. Sorry, honey, I can't make it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ruth. I'm sorry. Get help, okay? You can still be seeing someone and talking to someone while you're under the same roof with him, right? Can't you? I bet you're super scared. I bet. So do stuff to make yourself feel safe and secure, okay? Don't stay in the same situation. Don't keep agreeing, okay? Good luck. Aaron from Ireland. Hello, Aaron. I never thought narcissism was real until I met this South American girl. Here's my question. How come some people stay with the narcissist for so long, including friends and lovers, whereas people like me escape after witnessing their true selves? Well, Aaron, I can't do that because everyone's experience is different. Okay? Not only are the circumstances different, you can't get the same circumstances. You can't. You can't just do that. Hypothetically, maybe, but not realistically. You can't have the same circumstances for every single person's experience. And you're not, and we're all different people. We have 34,000 different emotions. We can't have the same exact emotions and intensity in every single experience, which is all different anyways. Hope that makes sense, Aaron. It's just too easy, even, in a way, too. So, you can't say similar experiences because you don't know. And you can hear someone's story and say, oh, yeah, that's a lot like mine. But you don't know. You don't know the backstory, the context, the pre-story, what's the relationship like between their mother and father? what's the relationship like between them and the mother and them and the father, and then, there's just too much there. It's too much. I'm glad you didn't stay long and you escaped. The question, the more of the question is not so long. Why? Really, the question is, why did we date a narcissist? Why were we in love with a narcissist? That's a real question that I think you'll find better answers to than why so long and some people not, or why so short and some people so long. Oh, that makes sense. If not, just ask me again. Frank from the Netherlands. Hello, Frank. Hey, David, why does a narcissist coworker play with a news source in front of you? It is also hard to see that she finds news sources at work. I'm staying Grey Rock. It works, but sometimes I can't help myself showing my disdain to her. I also miss some items. Oh, you're also, I guess you're trying to say you're also missing some items. For the second time, something is missing from my locker. Can it be her? I'm also had a friend request from a person who is friend of her. Can it be a Hoover attempt? Well, I wouldn't know. You're sure it could be. But back to why the original question. Why does a narcissist coworker play with a news source in front of you? So your ex is also your coworker, and I'm guessing, right? And why is she playing around with other sources in front of you? Well, I mean, to guess, sadistic reasons to hurt you, to watch you hurt, to get that double attention, triangulation effect. There's two people giving me all the attention. I'm the most important person in the room. Control, power, break you down to get you back, break you down to make you, beg to come back, or just to hurt you. I don't know. Or they don't care that you're there. They just don't have empathy, don't understand that it hurts you. I don't know. Probably something like that, what I said. Thanks. Madeline. Maddie from Austria. Hello, Maddie. First of all, thank you to be this dedicated to helping us keep up the good work. Oh, thank you so much. You're welcome. I just found out that my ex-narcissistic boyfriend got his current girlfriend pregnant and proposed to her after only a few months. I know I should consider myself lucky to be out, but I still feel heartbroken, and it feels like the ultimate rejection. I wonder what his motivation is to build a family now, after he's always told me that he doesn't want to have kids or get married. Thoughts? Maybe that's something she's pushing, and he feels so excited after feeling so bad from you, going right from feeling bad from you and now feels so good with her. It's now this is the answer. This is the one. Oh, God. That's the problem with serial dating, right? After another. That's what they do, and that's why they have multiple problems. So, I know this feels like rejection. I'm sorry. Explore that. Find out why. Okay? Find out. It's obviously some other hidden, deeper problems, emotions, We don't want to see people that we're in love with happy with other people and starting a new life, And maybe it's some kind of comparing thing you're doing too. I'm stuck here feeling horrible and he's so happy with his family and starting a new life. And I'm never going to have children. Here's the depressed mind again. I'm never going to have children. I'm never going to be happy. I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to find anybody. I was the one that was a problem, right? Because he's often happy. I'm miserable. No. What he's doing is unhealthy, sick, and wrong. And he's setting himself up for total disaster. And the children. Sad. You did get out. You are the one that's lucky. Thank you. So I'm going to stop here for part one. Please, you guys, if you can, support this. Love yourself first. And I'll see you in part 2. Thanks.